black folks don't embrace what folks are trying to do and fend that off, that upsets me, because I am somebody that's trying to set a path for future folks on the come up from my community to be in this position one day.
This is now facing a lawsuit in Miami from his ex, accusing him of battery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. I mean, this does not look good. And he's had previous with his partner. Hands on women, I just can't agree with. It's just terrible. And it's so bad for boxing when a fighter is being accused of putting. I mean, that's my personal opinion on.
Yeah. As reported, Jake Paul's return could shift to December with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring Magazine that December 12th and the 19th are possibilities, right? And here are the potential opponents: Nate Diaz or Francis Ngannou.
Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back when addressing Gervonta "Tank" Davis's latest controversy, blasting the fighter for what he called a self-inflicted downfall. Smith argued that Davis has thrown away years of hard work and natural talent through reckless behavior and poor decisions outside the ring. Talent means nothing, Smith said, if you lack discipline, respect, and focus for the sport that made you. His comments come at a time when Davis's future in boxing hangs in the balance, leaving fans and promoters uncertain about what comes next. In the meantime, Jake Paul has decided to move forward, reportedly preparing to face a new opponent who better fits his weight, fighting style, and commercial appeal. This replacement bout aims to keep the event alive and maintain the buzz that surrounded the original Paul versus Davis matchup. Still, the question remains, can Gervonta Davis recover from this chaos, or has he truly destroyed his own legacy?
Jake Paul.
I hate it. And Jake Paul's starting to piss me off. Mike Tyson is 57 years old, man. Jake Paul been training with professional boxing trainers for years. He takes the sport very seriously.
Thank you. So let me ask you, that's the question I have, because great kid, great businessman, by the way, amazing. And I know how he does all this character and the persona. We keep saying that he doesn't want to be a boxer. He's not a boxer, but then
Jake Paul is a boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly.
He can fight. He can fight. I respect him. So go in there against fighters. You should be climbing the ladder towards those other fighters and taking the sport seriously to the point where you're fighting actual boxers. Now he decides to fight a fighter, a real fighter, which is Tyson. But Tyson is 30 years older. Stop this nonsense of going against dudes that either ain't boxing or is 25 years removed from the sport.
Inside Ring Show has officially reported on X that Gervonta "Tank" Davis is expected to be pulled from his November 14th Netflix exhibition fight against Jake Paul. According to sources close to the ring's Mike Coher, the event will now likely move to December as a new opponent for Jake Paul is being finalized. Among the dates being considered are December 12th and December 19th, with several potential names being explored. Reports suggest that boxing legend Andre Ward has been approached about his availability, while Nate Diaz and Francis Ngannou are also being discussed as possible contenders. This sudden shift has sparked a storm of speculation online, as fans eagerly debate who Jake's next rival could be. On the Wade podcast, analysts noted that Jake Paul's team is being extremely strategic, prioritizing financial control and public image above all else. They believe the lawsuit involving Gervonta Davis could heavily impact pay-per-view numbers, as fans may hesitate to support a fighter entangled in legal trouble. The analyst further explained that Jake's camp sees reputation and revenue as equally vital, and Davis's controversy threatens both. The Netflix event was designed to bring boxing massive mainstream exposure, but now, the headlines about Davis's lawsuit have completely overshadowed the fight's excitement, shifting the narrative from entertainment to scandal.
Takes these fights very seriously, and I just thought, okay, this is going to get a little more interesting than I previously thought. I thought it would be a bit of a mismatch, a bit of a, boxing experience to Gervonta Davis, Jake bringing the size and power, and we're going to get one of these stalemates where no one wants to take a real risk, and both guys are going to get paid. Turns out no guy may get paid, or Gervonta Davis might be kicked off the card because we have a new, not champion, a new domestic violence abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank, and some of those have been dropped, and others have not really been pursued, and you don't really know what's what behind the scenes with people, but when things like this happen over and over, I think this is his fourth or maybe fifth allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera. But let's get into this thing, and then we'll just go right into the report from Chris Mannix here. Shout out Mannix. Obviously, you guys know him as a commentator with DAZN, covers boxing, covers basketball as well for SI. Chris Mannix on Twitter says, Netflix and reps for Jake Paul have been exploring potential replacements for Gervonta Davis. Sources familiar with the situation told SI Now. Paul Davis, scheduled for November 14th, is in limbo after new allegations of domestic violence against Gervonta Davis. I was in the car. I didn't know if this was real, but I had seen a report, and this came out, I think on October, it came out a couple days ago, but it was from October 27th, and there was a civil suit over domestic allegations just 2 weeks ahead of this fight. This is from Andreas Hale, our guy over at ESPN.com. He essentially wrote the article on it and went into details. So let's take a read. Gervonta Tank Davis has once again found himself in legal trouble just 2 weeks before his exhibition fight. And yes, it was going to be an exhibition, though it was billed as a exhibition with, a winner and loser. But let's be honest about it. Two guys, massively different weights, massively different experience. It was going to be an exhibition. On November 14th, a new civil lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County has put the WBA lightweight champion in hot water over another.
Mike Coher, senior insider for Ring Magazine and co-host of the Inside Ring Show, revealed on X that Jake Paul's highly anticipated return might be postponed to December. As reported by Chris Mannix, the November 14th Netflix exhibition is now in serious jeopardy following the latest allegations against Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Sources close to Ring Magazine indicated that December 12th and December 19th are being considered as alternative dates. According to Mannix, Ryan Garcia and Terrence Crawford have both been approached as potential replacements, adding major intrigue to the developing story. Coher's statement has only intensified speculation, fueling rumors that Jake Paul's next bout could undergo a dramatic overhaul. Boxing legend Carl Froch also shared his blunt perspective on the chaos, calling the original Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis matchup a circus that prioritized entertainment over true sporting merit. Froch argued that Jake should never have taken that fight, claiming it offered little to prove his boxing credibility. Now, with Davis entangled in legal trouble, Froch believes it's time to move forward and secure a legitimate opponent who can keep the event alive. He suggested that Jake's camp is already working behind the scenes to finalize a credible replacement and maintain momentum. Froch also didn't hold back in criticizing modern boxing's obsession with spectacle, stating that the sport too often trades authenticity for attention. In his words, when you chase hype instead of legacy, the strategy eventually backfires.
Proven guilty, they say, right? Regardless of how many times he's been accused of this type of stuff, allegedly or not, it's still innocent until proven guilty. Now, if I have a contract with you, this doesn't involve you. I understand you got a brand and public relations, all this type of stuff, but technically, this doesn't involve you. So you pulled my $200 Jake Paul contract. What if I'm innocent over here? You know who I'm coming after? I'm coming after you. I want my fucking money, or I want some compensation. But these big companies, they be having stipulations and little clauses in their contracts that give them the ability to cancel contracts for all different types of. I used to have those in RB.
Oscar de la Hoya finally broke his silence to clear up the rumors surrounding Ryan Garcia possibly replacing Gervonta Davis in the Netflix bout against Jake Paul, and he didn't hold back. Speaking directly to fans on social media, de la Hoya confirmed that no such talks ever took place, emphasizing that if any negotiations were real, he himself would have announced them. "Let me be clear," he said. "Ryan fights on DAZN, Jake fights on Netflix. It's just business. Golden Boy has a deal with DAZN, and Ryan is under contract. That's the law. That's how this business works." De La Hoya made it crystal clear that Garcia's next fight will be revealed by him personally, shutting down fan theories and online speculation once and for all. Meanwhile, attention has shifted back to the chaos surrounding Gervonta Davis. His legal troubles have once again thrown his career into question, as new lawsuits emerge accusing him of battery, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. Analysts believe that Davis's lack of discipline could destroy everything he has built, while others note that these remain allegations until proven. Still, the timing couldn't be worse. With Netflix, Jake Paul promotions, and millions of dollars at stake, this controversy has shaken the event to its core. Sources suggest Jake's team is now reviewing the entire situation, deciding whether to postpone the event, move it to December, or find a credible new opponent. One thing is certain: boxing fans are watching closely. The fight that was meant to electrify the sport has now turned into a media firestorm, testing reputations and resilience on every side. But whether this event crashes or comes back stronger, the drama has already changed boxing's landscape forever. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, share, and smash that like button. Stay tuned for more exclusive updates, only here on NBA Pulse Boxing.